Hey, hi, how you guys doing? This is Brandon from Journey Financial. We're here on Allstar Talk Radio. Today I got another good show for you guys. I got a very hot, young, motivated, successful realtor on the line here, and he's going to give us a little bit of tips and secrets about what he's been doing in this business and where he started from. Started from the bottom, now he's here. He's on the top, and it's pretty good, man. This guy named Brandon Small, and he's working over in Orange County for Harcourts Prime Property. And I really just want to get a feel for what he's doing right now compared to what other agents are doing, because what he's doing has proven to be very successful. He had a great last quarter, which has blown a lot of these agents out of the water right now, and I think he's number 6 in his company overall, which 26 years old, only a few years in the business, and just killing the game. So I got Brandon Small on the line. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on the call today.
No problem. Excited to have you here. So really, I just have some questions for you. I really want to get kind of the inside of what Brandon Small does on a day-to-day basis. Really, I want to know what actually got you to do real estate. What were you doing before you got into real estate?
Wow. Before real estate, I did a little bit of everything. I mean, I started in the Bellflower area. I was working at Hollywood Sports Park, getting shot by paintballs and all that good stuff. And from there, I moved on. I was working in customer service type jobs like Disneyland, and worked in a warehouse for some time. So very, very wide range of things that I did before getting into the business.
Cool. Yeah, I remember I actually started with Brandon over at Prudential. We were even younger. This was at least 3 or 4 years back when I first met him, and he was just working graveyard shift in the warehouse, coming in early mornings to hit our meetings and still do a full day of real estate. So when I met him back then, I knew he was going to be successful because of the hard work and the dedication the guy put in just off that alone. What I really want to know is what actually caused you to make the change besides working a graveyard shift, killing yourself. What intrigued you about real estate? What made you want to change into real estate?
Just the opportunity that real estate presents itself, just being able to have your own business and really, you think that you're going to set your own hours, but when you first get started, you might not have that opportunity. But eventually, if you work the business right and you build the right database, you will be able to be in full control of your business and have the opportunity to live the lifestyle that you want to live. So that really intrigued me and was the reason why I wanted to get into it and see what it was all about.
Right. And that's the thing is I even kind of mentioned that last week on my show is that a lot of people think they could just go take a test, pass it, be a realtor, and work 2 hours a week and put someone in a home and the deal's done and they get to collect the check. But, you got to build your business and the hours you got to put in right away. Then put yourself on autopilot after that where your business is taking care of itself. So I agree
Absolutely.
With you 100% there. Yeah. So the motivation and direction, what drives you here? Because I know you started in Bellflower, Paramount area, selling those kinds of properties, and now you're in Orange County doing really well. What's kind of put you in that direction, and what's motivated you in the past year?
Well, really, I decided early that if I was going to be in the business, I wanted to work in a certain market. And what really got me motivated was watching successful agents, even if they weren't with the company I was with at that time. And I had an opportunity to meet with a top agent in the real estate market and just really shadow him. And from there, I saw how his business was, and that's how I wanted to build my business. And I knew it wasn't going to be easy, and it was a big gamble jumping from the Bellflower market to the South Orange County market here by the water. But I knew that it was possible, and it's been good so far. I feel it was the best decision I've ever made.
It sure looks like, and it sounds like. I mean, basically what you're saying is you followed a very successful people, and what they always say is surround yourself around success because the wheel has already been invented. Don't reinvent it. Emulate what someone's doing, and that's for everyone out there, whether it's in real estate or any business. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Follow what someone's doing and adapt it to the way you like to do business or the type of person you are. So I think that's what you've done, which leads me into kind of what my next question is for you is what are you doing on a day-to-day basis right now that's separating yourself from an average realtor out there?
Well, I mean, it's really no secrets. I mean, I think the thing that I do is I do what I say I'm going to do. So if, open houses, knocking on doors, writing the thank you notes. I mean, everybody knows you're supposed to do it, but who's honestly out there doing it consistently? Those are the individuals who are actually making it happen in the business. So I would say, just mostly just doing that. I wake up pretty early. I try to set a pretty strict regimen on my timing and, planning my day out ahead of time and just really focus on, priorities. What are the most important things I should be focusing on today? And just doing those things.
Right. I think you said a few key words there. Consistency, regimen or discipline, basically, is huge in this business because it's so easy just to get distracted with the bright, shiny object out there in the air. And one of the biggest things is said, do what you say you're going to do. That's huge in this business because, again, everyone has these great ideas and say they want to do them, but do they actually put them to action or plan, One thing I did notice about yourself, and I don't hear it too often because you're picking up your call every minute, but anytime I ever got to your voicemail, I guarantee someone, I can bet someone $100 or more that if you went to voicemail, your date would be the date that I'm calling you. It wouldn't be backdated or, hey, this is Brandon calling. It's June 30th on a Wednesday. Whatever day it is, it's on there, and it was awesome. I think that's huge in discipline. He probably wakes up and does that first thing in the morning. I'm only guessing there.
Yeah, I like to wake up. I usually wake up about 5:30. First thing first, change the voicemail, do a little exercise, and most important thing I've done, I would say, over the last 6 months is I read. I mean, you got to have a healthy mind, especially in this industry. You got to be strong mentally, physically, and those are the two most important things I like to do in the morning is really it sets the tempo for the day.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've actually noticed myself reading a lot more because this business is forever changing. So to keep the mind going, the clock working, and, having yourself adapt to any new changes that could be in this market is huge because obviously things are constantly changing and we're up against them. One thing, by the way, congratulations because everyone, Brandon Small, just had a baby girl last May or just this past May, a couple months ago. So congrats on that, Brandon.
Yep. April 30th, she got here. It was a blessing. It's really amazing.
April 30th. Okay, awesome. So now with having that, I mean, obviously that's a new responsibility, and to stay as busy as you are and successful as you are. Now, have you noticed that kind of slow you down, or has that made you go faster? Has that motivated you just to pump out more work and do even better than what you're doing?
It's really interesting that you asked that because it's a weird combination because half of me wants to stay home with the baby, the other half wants to keep working in my other baby, which is my business. So what I'm really focusing on is just having a healthy balance. So I try to, if I get to work a little bit earlier, get everything done, get home and I'm off. I'm with my daughter Jada. And that's really what's important to me. So I'm really noticing that in my business, I just have to focus on the top priorities a little bit more. So if I know I'm dealing with somebody who's, kind of iffy or not 100% sure what they want to do versus somebody who's pre-approved, ready to buy, needs to get something, I'm going to work with them right away. Not that I shouldn't have been doing that ahead of time, but I just focus on that a little bit more now because my time is a lot more precious, and I want to give my daughter all the time that I can.
Precious so you can go home and see your little precious. That's awesome. And, yeah, that's right. I mean, you're grading your clientele, which we all need to do. There's A buyers, B, C, or hot, warm, and cold, and we all have to kind of get an idea of who's there and who's not and put your emphasis. Obviously having a great loan officer telling you, hey, this is a motivated buyer and a great person to put in the property right away, that's what we do together, and that's why you're pushing the right types of buyers out there, which is awesome. Same with your sellers, and who's really ready to sell or who's stuck emotionally to those properties or not. Real quick, one of the last things I want to really ask you, and it kind of sounds like I got an idea, but to sustain the growth and the level of success that you're having, I think it's your consistency and discipline that you're doing now. One thing I know is you moved out to Orange County to work with a very, very successful gentleman, and we got to learn about him as we were younger, about how he held open houses every day for a year.
Every single day. Yep.
Every day for you, and you don't hear that. I mean, that's just crazy. But one thing I know you've done, and I don't know if it was every day for a year, but it's pretty dang close to that. How many open houses are you doing a week right now, would you say? Or when you were pumping them out, how many were you doing a week?
Consistently, I'm at a minimum of 4. I can't get below 4. I gotta do at least 4 open houses a week. I usually do, if it's three during the week, 1 on Sunday, or it really doesn't matter. The main thing is just being there, and once you start to do open houses as frequently as I do them, you kind of get a feel for the flow, the traffic, the type of buyers. I mean, you never know exactly who's going to walk through that door, but after you do it a while in a certain area, you know when you're most likely to get neighbors to come in, when you're most likely to get people during their lunch break, or people after school picking up their kids. So you just kind of got to massage it. It's different in every market, but it is rewarding. I mean, you might go the whole week, nobody comes in, but then beginning of next week, somebody comes in and wants to buy it. So you just got to be consistent. That's honestly the key.
That's what it is, consistency. I mean, there you're doing it in too. You know, you go 3 days with no one in there. That 4th day, you get a buyer, you get a brand new listing, and he's South Orange County, for the people listening in other states or other areas, probably one of the highest priced homes in the state of California, besides going to a high priced area in LA County. So it's good stuff, fun stuff. So what advice can you give a new realtor who wants to break out into this industry and just become top level, and not just become some other realtor on a roster sheet for some company, but really get out there and be successful right away? Because I know it didn't take you too long. By the time you got to Orange County, you were off and running, man. You hit the ground hard.
Well, it did. It took me a few months to really get the bearings and kind of get the feel for the area. That was the biggest thing for me. But once I got that down, I mean, yeah, it started going really good. And the most important thing, what I did was I really focused on my mindset. Just mostly knowing that, you know, you don't have to work with everybody. You don't have to get every person that's coming through the open house. You don't have to get every seller on the doors that you're not going to like you. You know, all you need is, think about it. I mean, if you just meet one person a week, 52 weeks, that's 52 transactions. I mean, a year, that's a pretty good year, I would say. I mean, so you just really got to focus on just having that mindset of, you know, don't get too high and don't get too low. Just kind of know that this is the business. If I stay consistent, I'm gonna make it. Just reading a lot of books about the business, listening to tapes about legendary people in the business like the Bob Wolfs. Just so many successful people in the industry that have been there, so you can learn from their mistakes and kind of shorten the learning curve. So I would just focus on, you know, reading books, getting mentored if you can, just being around top successful agents or listening to their tapes once a day. I try to do that as well. If I can get 30 minutes a day of just whether it's on prospecting or getting referrals or anything in the business, because there's so many different aspects. I try to just take that little bit and get 2 or 3 ideas I can implement in my business. That's a good day for me.
Right, those aha moments that you already know, but it just kind of relight that light bulb, and now you're back off with a new fire under yourself out there in the market. And I think what you said was awesome, is shortening that learning curve. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying, is surround yourself around success, because those successful people went through the pains and struggles. And I guarantee they had a deal fall out on something, and I guarantee they will never let that issue happen again or that problem happen again. So if it cannot happen to you by you learning from their stories and their mistakes and their audio CDs and listening to these radio shows, listening to a 26-year-old guy who's already been through a few years in real estate, whether it was good or bad, and now it's just great for him, this right here could be put on an MP3. It's on iTunes. It's going to be on iTunes, broadcasted in every website possible. So for these agents to go out there and be able to listen to these types of things and get motivated or learn something new, whether it's 1 or 2 things for the day, I think it's awesome, man. I love doing these shows. I'm glad to have you on today, Brandon. I appreciate all your time. Real quick, if anyone wants to get in touch with either of us, you guys can always give me a call. My direct line is 714-657-9209, 714-657-9209. Again, this is Brandon from Journey Financial, and we can also connect on Facebook at facebook.com/Brandon, BRANDIN, .Charlin, SCHARLIN. we can connect there, and I have tons of other sites, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, all over. And Brandon, go ahead and give me your information.
The best way to reach me would be just give me a call on my cell. The phone number is 949-295-6132. Once again, that's 949-295-6132. Another way you can reach me, go on my website. It's www.smallnamebigresults.com. Once again, that's smallnamebigresults.com. And I have some more contact information there where you can reach me. And I'm here, South Orange County, looking for anything by the water, anything buying, selling, leasing. Just give me a call. I'd love to help you out. Brandon Small from Harcourts Prime Properties.
That is it, man. He's the man. He's the man in the Orange County area. If you want to talk to him or if you need to get pre-qualified, give me a call, and we'll help you guys out get into that home as soon as possible. Again, Brandon, thank you for your time, and I appreciate it, and I'll be talking to you soon here.
All right.
All righty.
Thanks.